Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's final video. We're going to have a look at the 10-14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 30th of July and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the GFS ECM Ensembles. Maybe around a couple of weeks we'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video. For it's 4 weeks, that gets us into the middle of August. I shall get time for that for you in a moment, just to say that first. The video today was our 6am UK weather forecast. We've also released the weekend forecast and the EC42 day out. Check out all of today's videos and content. And thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. For GavsWeatherVids, thank you so much, everyone. Feeling cooler out there today, isn't it? Quite a lot fresher here in Matthias. I know it's still very warm across East Anglia, but cooler air is heading across the country after yesterday's one day only heat wave. Anyway, let's crack on with today's 10 to 14 days. So the central temperature is currently sitting at 15.3. That's 0.7 of a degree below 61 to 1990 average. That is provisional to yesterday, to the 19th of July. That will perhaps tick up a little bit more when that updates tomorrow, getting to mid-50s, and not sure where it's going to go after that in the final week of the month, because it's going to be alternating like warmer, drier and cooler, wetter days, I think, in the last week of the month. So probably mid to upper 15s is where we're going to land. I think it might be a struggle to get into 16, but we shall see. Stranger things have happened. We'll keep you updated. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're looking at Edinburgh today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Edinburgh, starting off above average at the moment. Going to be getting cooler though through the rest of the weekend and into next week. Maybe a bit of a warming trend showing up through the first week of August, but then again that's a long way off and is therefore extended range and unreliable. Quite a lot of precipitation to come over the next couple of weeks as well. We see a lot of precipitation spikes there, actually from beginning to end, really. So for Edinburgh, there's no sign of any particularly dry weather on the way. In fact, could be quite unsettled, I think, at times. It won't be as wet as that, though, down in the south and in the southeast. Temperature anomaly from the 20th to 28th of July, about average, a little bit above in the south, a little bit below in the north, not a big deviation either way. And precipitation anomalies from the 20th to 28th of July, most areas coming out a bit drier than average, which may be a surprise given that ensemble graph for Edinburgh. But then again, you can see eastern Scotland just standing out as being that little bit wetter or closer to average, but certainly for Ireland and England, Wales anyway, most areas looking rather dry, except in the far southwestern corner. Latest wind map from earthnullschool.net shows that bringing this trough of low pressure in off the Atlantic today. There it is, as a weather front associated with that, and of course as that pushes across the country, it is introducing cooler and fresher air. Right, let's start going through chart data. Miss Appalachia UK Met Euro run. It's looking for midnight on Tuesday. So, losing low pressure out into the North, seeing a nice little extension from the Azores high for the middle part of next week, but then the second half of next week, turning things unsettled again as the low pressure comes in off the Atlantic. So by the end of next week, we're into a rather cool and showery regime up in the north. So probably hanging on. Quite a lot of dry weather though. Icon, losing that low pressure on Tuesday. Nice little transient ridge building for Wednesday. Then we're into something rather more showery Thursday and Friday, turning cooler as well. Into the weekend, next weekend, again, just looking rather westerly, quite cool. Showers in the north, probably mainly dry down in the south. KMA, again, has that little extension from the Azores high. Now, middle part of next week, that's quickly swept aside, though, by this low coming in off the Atlantic, rather cool and showery into next weekend. Then into the closing days of the month, the south goes under this little transient ridge, so drier there. but more unsettled patches further north, and then another trough dropping in through the end of July to the start of August before another ridge starts trying to build from the northwest. You see what I mean about day to day? You know, one day it's mainly dry and quite warm, the next day it's cooler and more showery. Then we're back to something drier, perhaps quite cool, then we're back to something more unsettled and warmer, and very much alternating day by day with this sort of changeable pattern. We still have a GFS midnight run. He's looking, so low pressure again across the country on Tuesday, gets out of the way into Wednesday and Thursday, and the next trough sort of drops in through Thursday to Friday into next weekend. The south mostly dry. Could be a bit on the cool side though, but north looking rather showery. And then up to day 10, we'll try to build some high pressure. Nothing much comes of that, and then it really whips up this area of low pressure into a major dartboard. Goodness gracious me, that's the 1st of August. Oh dear, well if it came off like that, we'd be looking at a proper dartboard low and a wet and windy start to August. There's not much sign of that being the other model output, so it's probably overdone and over the top, but given what's happened through this summer so far, who knows? Changeable conditions then carry on through the first week of August with this GFS run, so cool and unsettled for the first week of August there. GFS 6 there by comparison, looking like this, still transient ridge building country on Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, back into those rather cooler showery conditions, particularly in the north, but south should have quite a lot of dry weather. Next weekend, just about holding on to drier conditions. As you head up toward day 10 and beyond, it turns a bit more unsettled, though nowhere near as unsettled the midnight GFS run. Thankfully, that's the 1st of August. We haven't got a dartboard this time. We're just into those westerly winds again with showery conditions in the north. And then through the first week of August, just staying rather mixed really with low pressure being further showery weather, especially so in the north and the west. If you're enjoying the video, please you like, share and subscribe. Show everyone for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids, get them to subscribe too. We need to put on around 95 subscribers, 95, to get ourselves to 18.7k. Now, if you could give us a sub, that'd be absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. GM, once more, gets rid of that trough from the east on Tuesday. Transient ridge building for Wednesday. Unsettled weather with low pressure returns for Thursday and Friday, particularly in the north, cooler too. Next weekend, looking rather cool and showery. And then into the closing days of July. Well, a bit drier and warmer down in the south with this particular run. The north perhaps a bit on the showery side again. And then the ECM looks like that. Almost of a muchness for the middle part of the coming week, with a ridge building up from the southwest. Then we're off into those cooler and more showery conditions again later on in the week. Next weekend looks a little bit of a cool and mixed side too. And then a build of pressure tries to get going up towards days 9 and 10, bringing something perhaps a little bit drier. But I would have thought under that ridge probably still relatively cool. This is a precipitation forecast based on an ECM run from Tibet.com. Wet weather coming across the country through the rest of today and clearing away tonight. Tomorrow mainly dry, but more rain will rise in the west later, leading to a showery Monday, particularly in the north and the west, and Tuesday and Wednesday back into drier weather. Wet weather returning through the last stages of next week. This time particularly focused on England and Wales actually. Some quite heavy rain. Had a firm up on that. And then next weekend back to drier but probably quite cool weather, and that carries on really towards day 10. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 30th of July. 19 members of the ECM Ensembles with low pressure in the North Atlantic towards Greenland, Iceland, a ridge, high pressure to our south and east. That's trying to settle things down, but could be still a little bit mixed in the north and west. We've got 18 climate control and the operation run with a stronger ridge through the west of Europe. Should be quite a lot of dry weather with that. And then 14 with some sort of ridge just to our west, low pressure to the east, and probably bring down quite a coolish northerly wind. Looks like the trend is there probably to build in some higher pressure towards month's end. And then in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 4th of August. 23 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure through the north and west of Europe. Should be quite a bit dry weather with that. 14 members of the ECM ensemble zone with low pressure, being very unsettled and cool conditions. And then another 14 sort of high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north. Pattern of the summer really rather flat and westerly. So higher pressure for the end of July, but whether that holds on into early August, we'll have to wait and see. CFS V2 finally means a 500 millibar high times break down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 20th, 26th of July, but next week looking rather mixed. Low pressure to the north, high pressure to the southwest, bring the wind in from off the Atlantic. Week 2 looks more unsettled, which is a shift from the CFS compared to what it's been producing over the past several days. This is 27th of July. 2nd of August, instead of building in high pressure now, it just has low pressure dominating and a westerly flow as well. So that is a cool and unsettled start to August. And it goes on into week 3, unfortunately. It's the 3rd to the 9th of August. This looks rather ominous from the CFS. Low pressure over and to the east of the country. High pressure pulled out into the Atlantic. Winds in from the northwest southeast alignment. That's cool and unsettled there. Be the first full week of August, and still looks rather mixed into week 4. Oh dear, it's the 10th to the 16th of August with low pressure between Scotland, Iceland, high pressure down to southwest, and winds remaining from a west or a northwesterly direction. Could we be wobbling on the idea of a warm and dry start to August now? Could we be having a wobble? I don't know, just one CFS run, but the other model output doesn't look tremendous, does it, really, for early August? Obviously, that GFS run with the dartboard, the midnight GFS is over the top, but the rest of the models just look rather mixed, I think. So, we'll see. Anyway, let's see where things are going as we push on into August. We'll keep you updated. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, well, just tell us what's happening on the channel tomorrow. We're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've got the 5th autumn update coming up for you. We will be live at 6 PM with your 10 to 14 day. It's a Sunday live stream, so we've got to have some long range. I've got a lot of long range to show you tomorrow. We're going to include the Copernicus suite of long range models. So, you know, multiple models going through the rest of the year. I think it actually gets up to December, more or less. So, going to be an interesting live, and I shall see you tomorrow at 6 PM for that. But for this one, and for today's videos, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and bye for now.